Hey guys! One of my lectures is going to be a project where we write an essay, and the topic of this essay is how the consumption of smartphones, or like everything we do on smartphones, social media, texting, emailing, it doesn't matter, how the use of smartphones is affecting our cognitive capacity. And this will be a very interesting study. We will also do an experiment. And for now, we just learned about the theory behind all of the experiment. Like, if you want to conduct an experiment or a study, you start with a theory. Like, you research what other people already researched in this field, or to what other findings you can connect your study, and then you make the experiment, then you have the results and interpret them, and in the end you have a discussion. So now we're in the theory part. It's crazy how much people use smartphones. We read different articles just to enter the topic and get some information about it. So in 2011, in the US, I think it was 2011 or 2009, I think 2011, in the US, 30% of the adults said that they own a phone and they use a phone. And by now, like 2021, it's 3 years ago, around 85% of the adults in the US use a phone, and this is a crazy increase. Actually, for me it was very surprising that in 2011 only 30% of the adults used a phone, but yes, it was a completely different time. Especially older people, like what is older, but maybe older people didn't use phones as often as people of the younger generations that started to like grow up with it. And it's also not easy just to learn how such a new device works. And then we read about the findings that other researchers already discovered, and they discovered a lot of negative effects of smartphone use. I think one study found out that after 30 minutes or 1 hour smartphone use, your reaction time is declining. Like in certain tasks where your reaction time is tested, they found out that people who used their smartphone for 30 minutes had longer reaction times than people who didn't use their smartphone before doing this task. Yes, there were also connections to lower concentration, to lower life satisfaction, to more physical disorders, because while using your smartphone, your upper body is like constantly activated and tense, and this can also lead to muscular disorders. It can also impair your quality of sleep and many more other functions that are reduced after using our smartphones. And still, like, although all of us know these things, like I think most of us know these facts that it's not good to use our smartphones, but still our smartphones are constantly lying next to us. And there were also studies that only analyzed how your smartphone lying next to you affects you, like not even using it, just the mere presence of the smartphone next to you. And it also leads to a decline of many functions. Although we know all of these facts, we still use our smartphones so often, like throughout the day. And not only for important activities like mailing and texting and keeping an overview on your task for today. No, we use it also for entertainment and unnecessary things, for playing games. I'm very excited to learn more about this topic, and also I'm excited for the experiment that we will conduct in our lab in the university. And it also rose awareness in myself that I should be more conscious when using my smartphone, especially during hours that I want to focus on something or read through a paper. Because alone, like let's say I sit down, I start to read through the paper. After 30 minutes I get bored, or I don't know, I don't have motivation to continue, and I just look very briefly at my smartphone. And also this brief look, or even scrolling through YouTube for 2 minutes. This already has an impact on your concentration. By using our smartphones, we sometimes only harm ourselves, like we harm our concentration, and then to continue and just read through the paper gets even more difficult. So yeah, I think limited smartphone consumption is good, but we really need to be aware of the fact when we want to use it. Like, don't use it within working sessions, maybe after that, or maybe when you have done all of your important stuff. Thank you for being with me here today, and see you in the next video.